everybody, back again with another video. This is Chris. Today we're going to be talking about my top drones, the drones that have been with me from the beginning until now. These are the ones that have survived, and really only two haven't made it. Some of that's my fault, some of that's, it's just my fault. My first real drone that I got was the pair of Bebop 1 and 2. What I really liked about them was that they didn't have a gimbal, but you could still move the camera around with the Sky Controller 1 and 2. It had great stabilization even though the drone was being pushed around by the wind, especially with the first one, the first Bebop. It got pushed around a lot, but the second one, it really improved. You got decent distance with the Sky Controller 1 and 2, but with just the phone it was only 100 meters or so. I tried out the FPV goggles. They were decent, and you can use the Oculus glasses that Samsung has for the Samsung Galaxy models. It's cheaper than most drones, and like I said, you can fly with the phone and the Sky Controller. The first bit here, I'm just flying with my phone, and this is at my house, taking off over the hot tub, and you know, I think this is like my third flight, and I'm just flying in my backyard, and you know, I can't move the camera around. I mean, I can move it up and down if I have my two fingers in the center, but I didn't know how to do that at this point. Now I'm just flying around, kind of testing the limits of how far I can go, because I'm already about 50 meters away, so I don't want to go too far because I might lose signal. But enjoy the rest of the flights with the pair of Bebop 1 and 2. Next up is the ZeroTech Dobby drone. Really love this drone. It fits right in your pocket. It can fly for about 8 minutes or so while filming. It does shoot 1080p, but it's not very stable. The photos are great. They're 4K photos. You can say they're arguably better than the Parrot, but Parrot's still pretty good, so that's still hard to beat. Out of the box, no firmware issues. There was like one update, and that was it. And the only thing that I have negative about it was that it was pretty fragile, and yeah, I had to order another part. So you can see here that the video is not very stable. It does have EIS, but that doesn't really do much. As you can see, you can still see it shaking and baking, but photos are quite nice. It's just a lot to pack in your pocket. It has a GPS, it has GLONASS, it has voice control. You can take off from your hand and land in your hand, and really, as long as you don't crash it, it should be fine. But you know, parts are are common enough, and you can order another rotor and install it and feel like MacGyver afterwards. Check out some of the pictures. Next up is the DJI Phantom 3 Standard, and what can I say? It is the standard. It has great photo and video quality. I think it's 2K video, and the megapixels is around 12 or 13 megapixels. It's very modular at this point, so you can install different accessories like different antenna, so you can go farther. It's a real confidence builder for future drones. Pretty crash proof if you calibrate the compass and make sure on the map that that's your home point. Really can't complain too much. A lot of the firmware issues that it had have been fixed, in my opinion, and what can I say? It is the standard, and you can get this at like 300, at around $300 or so, refurbished. So probably the most solid drone in my lineup is the DJI Phantom 4. I've never crashed her. It's just really hard to crash. It's really fixed all the flaws and limitations of the Phantom 3 Standard, if there was really any flaws to begin with, because at this point it's pretty much flawless. It's a perfect gift for your dad or whatever, and that's what I did. I gave it to my dad. The camera quality is better than the Mavics. That's an argument, but it's definitely got a bigger sensor, and in my opinion is better, but the Mavics is really hard to beat as well. The only negatives that I have with it were the case, but I've kind of fixed that by getting a backpack that goes around the case. I just thought it was a bit brittle using styrofoam, and there were some firmware issues, but those have been fixed. Next up, we have the DJI Mavic Pro, probably my best drone. The distance, I've gone 4 kilometers at least, and streaming or shooting in 4K. Usually when you go down to 1080p or 720p, you can go much further, but 4K, 4 kilometers, that's pretty cool. It's very crash proof. Very mobile, compact package. I mean, that's its strong suit. Great camera and video, very easy to fly for all levels. It's just really hard to beat. The tap to focus, that was kind of a con in my book, but anyway, all you have to do is tap to focus and then you're good to go. There was some glare from the plastic cover when I shot a couple times. I don't use the plastic cover that much, but it did bother me. I wish they had some filters for them, but anyway, that can be another accessory in the future. Another negative, the controller at first was kind of tedious to put my phone in there, but yeah, now I'm used to it, and I fly a lot. I fly the Mavic a lot. I fly all the drones in kind of like a circuit, and anyway, the Mavic is hard to beat. Alright, to finish up, let's talk about some future drones. possibilities. But before even doing that, I'm going to future-proof the drones that I already have. So I've already kind of started doing that by getting lipo bags. I've just ordered those where it'll keep my batteries safe when I'm storing them. Anyway, things like that to maintain the quality. Now, I fly my drones a lot, so I don't think they're going to be collecting that much dust. So, but entropy works, and I'm going to need some new rotors probably eventually. So, having that knowledge, having that manual or the experience of putting a drone back together is going to be important. I've already done that with the pair of Bebop 1 and 2. So hopefully I can do that with the other drones as well. Here are some of the accessories that I have. This is a battery for the Bebop 1. It's a 2500 milliamp hour. Here's some a drone kit, the frame, and the kit that came with extra screws and everything. Here's the Bebop 2 frame that I have as a spare. Here's a spare nose if I ever decide to fix the Bebop 2's nose, sky controller, and tube, and FPV goggles. Here's the backpack I have for the Bebop Drone 2 and extra battery. Some extra propellers for the Bebop 2 and some extra feet if I ever need them. The propeller guards were just a complete joke, so don't get these. Okay, the Dobby drone and its case. It's a waterproof, water-resistant case. Got some propeller guards, and some extra propellers. Here's the rotor that I need to install and fix the Dobby drone. Here's a Phantom 3 standard battery and a gimbal guard and lens protector. Here's a Phantom 4 battery and backpack that goes around the original case that it comes with. Okay, the Mavic. Here's some landing gear for the Mavic, just to give some extra clearance. Here's some propeller guards. Need to find those, and some rotor protectors, but I really haven't used those. And here's some propeller balls that help me float and land in snow.